Hey everyone, welcome to ESL TV for the Battlefield 4 spring season of 2015. We're into cut number 2 now. I'm Jason Kaplan, joined by Alex Machine Richardson, and hopefully today we're going to have some good games. We're going to see a lot of repeats from what we saw last week, though, as we will bring up the brackets in just a few seconds to kind of show you what we have going down. But Alex, how are you doing so far?
I'm good, Jason. I'm good. I'm excited for this, but I'm not as excited as I perhaps might be, just because we're going to have... The only thing that I can really get excited about is the fact that these guys are meeting again. PKD and Team Infused. It's something that we've basically... We saw last Cup. They're going to be going up against again. The bracket is quite similar. And so going into this, if PKD get the same result that they did before, that 2-0, then we'll be seeing them meet Epsilon again, and we'll see if they can perhaps best their opponents in that one. So it's going to be really interesting to see these matchups played again and seeing if the same results are going to outcome from that.
Speaking of results, speaking of the bracket, let's just go and show you that on your screen really quickly just so you have some sort of an idea of what's going down. But yes, you'll recognize almost every single game is a repeat from last week. It is an exact same matchup, except Fnatic going to be challenged now in their first game instead of getting a bye, and Pain Gaming replacing a team here. I think it was Revolt on the bottom side of the bracket. So really similar games. The game we'll be showing today is PKD up against Team Infused, and if it's anything like the one we saw last week, it was a quick 2-0, and then into, PKD moving into Epsilon, where they unfortunately did lose. But, you know, is there any teams here you're kind of looking at as maybe pulling up an upset? Because, you know, as I look at the results from last week, every game in the first round was a 2-0.
It was, and I mean, surprise-wise, Matriku, very present, the Spanish team over in the A series, or the major series. And so it's going to be interesting to see if they can do better than they did last time, which of course meant that we saw them losing out very early on in the first game. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to see if they can do anything more against MHSV. I don't know whether that's going to happen, though, because MHSV, very strong side, very consistent side at this stage. And, I mean, we didn't see them so much offline, but online they seem to be very strong. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they perform here on the online cup, our second cup now.
Yeah, and actually just to run you down the kind of standings we have currently, we have Fnatic in first place with 75 points. We have Epsilon in second with 50. Third and fourth is shared between Mecha Makers and SK. Unfortunately, not getting through into the finals. That's kind of our top four. It's kind of hard to go anything past that since all the points are pretty much similar for everyone else across the board. But we might see finally a little bit of a breakout come into this. But the game will be starting up here in just a few seconds to run you through the map pool that we're going to be having today. At least in this set of games, we have Locker, chosen by PKD, Siege of Shanghai, chosen by Infused. On the other side, it is, or on the other side, the third map would be on Dawnbreaker. So think about how the maps are going to go here. We had Goldman Railway and Locker chosen last time between these two teams. But one map sticks out in particular, and it's this one. It's Locker, where we saw 12-ticket lead at the end of the first half out of PKD.
Yeah, and I mean, from what I remember of this game, it was a fantastic performance from PKD. And not so much so from the Infused side. I remember they had quite a lead, they had a strong lead, and PKD just clawed it back to being, I mean, very narrow. I mean, what was it? 11 you said? 11 tickets? 12 tickets, okay. So, I mean, Infused, they had 80, 60 at one point, 60 ticket lead to about 15. And then going into this, it's going to be interesting to see how really they can maybe cut down on these mistakes that they made in the first time, but they get to have another go at it as we go on into this one and see if we can avoid that 2-0 sweep that Infused fell to last time.
Yeah, here we go. Kicking things off here on Infused side, we've got Phantom, Kiddo, Leslaren, Uka, and Lexi on the side of PKD. We have Quick, Entier, Cardiker, Wyraz, and Yazad. And already kicking things off, we do have a quick hold of A and B for both teams. C going to be going the way of Infused, it seems. Look at this, Wyraz going to be coming from the backside, maybe looking for a nice little flank, a cheeky little flank, and he's going to pick up at least one kill here, and that should give the early 2-1 to PKD.
Exactly what they needed, and so now C side is going to be going over. Just cut down that gunfire just a little bit so I can hear myself think.
Yeah, feel free to let us know on Twitch chat how the audio is sounding for you guys. It's a lot different in our headsets than what you guys hear at home.
Yeah, so do give us the feedback. We'll be able to change as we go on. And at the moment, though, you can see the A and C sites now flying the PKD flag. We'll see for how long, as already Lexi looking to make an assault onto the infirmary. Not going to connect with the grenade launcher. Instead, you can see the entire Infused side is there to back them up, and it's going to be interesting to see how they can defend this. Here comes the assault. As another grenade gets pooted out.
Well, the thing is, you see, like, they're trying to take their time to get in here, and we have the other side of it, PKD just kind of set up behind the pillars, just trying to walk. If they do come in, the smoke's coming in, giving them a nice amount of cover, and they're making their way towards Infirmary here. They might be able to stick their way in and maybe pick up a kill or two.
Well, they look to be doing just that. You can see already PKD defending quite beautifully. Yazod picking up one, as was Cammy. And so now, you can see tickets favoring PKD. Kiddo looking to change that, holding steady alongside Phantom. They've got this kind of crossfire set up around this S-bend, but it's not going to achieve much, especially when they're going to be heading straight into the claws of Quick if they're not careful. Yeah,
this might be some free kills for him if they do just rush towards this doorways. I mean, he's taking his time. He's playing this one safe, playing it slow. tickets are starting to bleed in favor here, PKD. And that sound that you love so much. He's going to charge straight hit there. You're looking for the reload onto Yuka. He will get the kill. And that will allow him to maintain this hold a little bit longer. Kiddo struggling to get towards this A side here. But look at this. Lexi might be able to open up C flag finally.
He should be able to. He's pretty much alone there. You can see he actually does go down. Enter Q with the ace-23, just a little too strong, and that's going to cost him. As already, that 30-ticket discrepancy is going to be changing, and changing fast. 2 bodies left to the battlefield, but that's not going to stop the third, capping that one over for Infused. And in the meantime, Little Aaron, he's looking towards B.
And he's looking to maybe hold down the site a little bit longer here. He knows there's a man actually under capping over in the meantime. Trying to buy a little bit of time for some teammates to come in. Let's see who's all here right now. We've got Quick, we've got Ent here, and Little Aaron will be taken down. So it's on the hands of Lexi. Can he maintain this? They need to get a 2-1. In the meantime, it seems like they're attacking the A flag. Excuse me, at the same moment. And Phantom has snuck his way through here. Let's go and tag along with him and see how this one goes.
Yeah, he's going to get pushed. He does have backup now. 2 people are going to be spawning in on him, but so are PKD. 3 members closing in on them. Make it just 2 defensive players, as you can see. Actually, both of them falling. Wyros was the man behind the magic, and so already you can see this discrepancy that Planet Key have managed to build. It's probably not going to last too long, as Infused making a move for that A site.
And here trying to hit that shot, but unfortunately can't connect here just yet. But keep in mind, we did mention this before, it was 12-ticket lead at the end of the first half for PKD just a week prior. But you got to imagine, you know, how much have these teams been playing before that point, before the kickoff of the first week, and how much are they playing since that last week alone? And with the way PKD's playing so far, it seems like they've really started to step up their practice schedule a little bit. And they are sitting on about a comfortable 40 to 50 ticket lead now. And this is going to continue to build here. They're forcing Infused to play from the outside in.
Yeah, it's not the ideal position for them. You can see Yezod just holding steady once again. Not a position you so often see, actually, being thrown out to defend that site, and I like to see it. Already you can see he's been elastic banded back to the site, just going to be constantly roaming around. The problem, and a lot of teams do seem to fall into this trap, is that you can just be immobile on A. Either you hold the same angle every single time and it becomes predictable. In the moment, though, it's not really throwing Infused much of a bone. Lexi 1 to 6 is trying to push in on the side. He does actually manage to pick up 1, make it 2 kills.
They do pick up quite a few, but they committed 4 men to attacking that. That means the C flag is completely wide open. And unfortunately, PKD, they're not even going to cap it over just yet. They haven't read into this. They're going to go back towards B, at least in tier, to try to maintain a back spawn, which Yuka has been able to maintain. And this is a major mystery out of PKD.
That's a mistake you can't afford to make at this stage. Great cleanup, though, by the Infused side. That's a full squad where we can just see the kill feed full-on blue v red. And so now you can see the B flag is going to be captured over from Uka. That's going to be the start of the trip cup. We'll see if they can hold on to it. It's already Quick is about to meet along, well, push alongside Yezod. Phantom is the one they're going to meet, though. As he's got the ACW in hand. He's surely... Oh, he doesn't! Finally picks up the frag. Cost him his life, though. And PKD, they've got this lead. They need to hold on to it, though.
They do, and that trip cap has been able to really eat away at the lead that PKD was able to maintain. But B could be held on to, actually, by Infused. And you know what? This trip cap, it's lasting for quite a long time. These tickets are just dwindling away. And Infused definitely showed they've been pricing quite a bit here since this last week.
Yeah, not ideal position for them to be in. Let's picks up another one. Planet Key. They seem to come in with a game plan, but Infused, they've just completely thrown that away. Got the trip cap, and it's a trip cap on Operation Locker, not a map you expect to see a trip cap held onto. Now, this Laren readying for the defense.
Oh, Iraz coming from the side. Can't really see much of that smoke, but it does in fact pick up the kill. And maybe looking for a second with the help of that spot, and well, teammate comes in. Lexi gets taken down by the Magnum. Orange won't be able to survive that much longer, and it looks like finally they break through towards the A flag, and at the same time, they break through towards C, because they finally realize no one's even capping that. No one's even sitting there to defend.
It's really not ideal, and they've closed the gap almost entirely. 15 tickets now in favor of PKD, and we'll see for how long that lasts, as they are going to be picking up the A site as well. They've stabilized finally, but already, as I already highlighted, those tickets are not as in favor of the German side as they did previously. So 63 to 85, they do have the AC hold. It's not an ideal hold either. Here comes Push. He's going to be in trouble here.
That's going to be a little bit difficult. He's got men coming to his left and towards his right, but he's stayed alive for quite a long time here. He's still just trying to buy some time with the help of that smoke. And he's sitting prone. He's waiting for maybe a respawn to come in, but, you know, Cammy, I'm not sure he's going to survive this. Like, there's a man right behind him. He knows the flag's being capped over, but he's trying to turn and watch the push in from main, and eventually does fall here. But there we go. The respawn's coming in. Does buy him a little bit of time to help his teammates, but they won't stop the cap. Yuka able to just use that pillar to his advantage.
Yeah, I mean, that was an interesting play from Cammy. I feel like he was just trying to waste their time, but it didn't stop the cap, didn't stop anything. If anything, I feel like he just wasted his own time by just trying to stay alive on that tiny bit of HP he had remaining. Another frag for Kiddo, though, and Infused. They are unfazed by this PKD play. Looks like Quick is going to be capping over that C flag, and surely they're going to respond by saying, okay, you take that, we'll take A.
It's really cool to see that, you know, PKD, we've seen their weak point. Like, we've seen that it's their information, their knowledge of what's kind of happening around the map is very, very slim. And with Phantom coming in for the backside, it's really catch them off guard here again, just kind of showing that they're not really taking advantage of all the information that they have on the board for them. So they're going to be able to cap A. They will lose B in the meantime, at least get neutralized for now. But they've got Yuka, they've got Kiddo in hot pursuit to try to challenge this. And now it's just all in the hands of Yuka. And 2 men stopping him from getting this B flag.
See what he's got up his sleeve. He's going to be holding steady. Doesn't seem to prefer going down into the cells. It can be quite difficult to pick up a frag safely there, and he does manage to do just that. Takes down Yezod, backing away, dropping them actually the larger med kit as opposed to the first aid, and then for a second does end up going down. But in the meantime, you can see those tickets have bled away, 37 to 68, and Planet Key have regained the deficit that they had previously lost.
Yeah, it's definitely not something they kind of wished happened with the tri-cap coming in, but they're fighting back strong. 11-9 for Cammy, 14-5 for N-Tier, 10-9 for Wyros. And on the other side, we've got a 10-10 for Phantom and a 3-10 for Leslane, unfortunately. And I think I just saw a 11-10 for Lexi. I was gonna say 1-10 is a little bit hurtful. But PKD still maintaining this hold here, and Infused, they're kind of struggling to get any sort of momentum back in this game. They had the tri-cap for such a long time, but since then it's just completely diminished.
Already another one crumbles, and yeah, Infused, they had their moment where they felt like they were getting back into this game, but Planet Key, this was about the moment where Planet Key turned it around in the previous cup. See if Infused can do the same. Already that BC hold has been questioned as Cammy does secure A as well, and they're going to be forcing them out in the cold if they're not careful.
Well, here we go. C going to be kept over eventually, and Infused had to make a move towards one of these flags. Already down 63 tickets, and they're still taking their time. You can see Wyraj trying to defend this push in towards A when it eventually will come in. But with Yazad and Quick both picking up a kill, that might have just stopped Infused in their tracks. They're struggling to get anywhere. They finally pick up 2 kills out of Kiddo, you know, onto Quick and Cammy from behind. And look at this, Yuka coming in directly behind a man. And I don't know why they're taking so long to go for the push. I mean, they have 1 ticket left to work with. They needed to neutralize this a while ago. And just like that, they're fortunately going to be dropping out of that one. 62 tickets is the lead coming in for PKD. And you really have to question, like, at the end there, why Infused just kind of stalled, why they took so long to do anything. Instead of just kind of pushing in and just going, all right, well, it's our last chance, and maybe pick up a couple of cheeky kills. They just sat there waiting for the push when they had 2 tickets left, and unfortunately that will cost them. But the scoreboard, as you can see, 15-6 for N-Tier, not a bad scoreline out of him. 13-10 for Cammy, and 10-7 for Quick. So all in all, a very strong first half for them. Definitely a lot better than the last time they played on this map against the same team with 12 tickets. But they still have to be able to secure a second half if they want to have a chance at getting through a little bit further into the bracket and potentially play against Epsilon. And look on the side of Infused here. You have Kiddo at 7-8, Leslane at 6-11, and 6-8 for Yuka, and it will really go back to the same kind of thing every week, it seems, but it's just basic FPS. If you can't out-frag the other team, if you can't win out in these 1v1s, then you're not going to have a lot of hope to, you know, win the mental battle that happens of just trying to outsmart the opponent. We even had PKD mess up a couple of times. For instance, when they were 2-cap, they didn't bother going towards that C flag and kind of capping over when they knew, or they should have known that no one was there. And that kind of caused a little bit of a downfall in their lead. But still, nonetheless, 62 tickets. I think in the first half, it's a strong start.
Yeah, very strong start from them. And it's very contrasting to what we saw from them in the first game. And so going into game number 2, we're going to see Planet Key on the blue side, Infused on the right-hand side of the screen, playing for red. And we have 40 seconds on that countdown. I mean, in the side of Infused, it didn't feel like they brought anything to the anything really different from their first time. PKD, they've adapted. We saw that they were very much happy to be flexible, which was something we questioned in the first time these two teams met. And so we were questioning, you know, what can PKD do differently? Well, they've answered. Be completely happy and willing to take any site they're given. Previously, they kind of battled tooth and nail for that A and B hold, and all it did was cost them tickets and time. This time, they were like, oh, C's free, we're going to take it, and it was much better from them, much more flexible, much more liquid, and it's resulted in a 62-ticket lead going into the second half of our very first map in the Battlefield, or ESL One Battlefield Cup number 2, Game 1.
All right, so on that US side here, PKD going to send, looks like, 1 man out towards C. Gonna leave one man on the respawn and 2 men back towards the defend into a push onto that B flag if it does happen. But Kiddo, little does he know that he's gonna have a couple of people knocking on his front door here. We have Wyros coming in from directly behind, and this should be some free kills. If we can just pick up that 1 man on Infirmary, charges straight in, has quick push in to help out, and that will be a quick AB hold.
That was one of the quicker holds we've seen already. A site has been taken away. And Uka, he's thinking about pushing in, taking his time though. He knows there's going to be a threat around the corner. Infused already 3 men down, holding onto those spots for a second or two. As Uka is going to meet them as well. Wyros, the man behind the frag. And so now you can see already, this is what we were talking about. Planet Key being flexible, straight up on that C flag, not sending too many members either. And just saying, all right, Infused, you want to stack men on B? We'll take C. Going to be holding onto that one. That's going to start the bleed already.
Oof, what a shot from Byrise that right there into stairs on the Kiddo. And now it's all on Cammy trying to defend this push on the outside. Unfortunately not able to work out. And this 3-man push out of Infused does allow them to take the C flag. But what does it cost him? And it might be the B flag.
That's exactly what we were talking about. Quick, straight on responding, realizing that they've invested heavily onto that C site instead. Saying, okay, we'll take the B. And they're going to do just that. As soon as you can see, Lexi's the only real man in position to defend. He's going to catch them, though. Takes down quick. Going to get the second as well. Surely he does. It was actually Kiddo who picked up the pieces and took his teammate with him. And that is a great response from Infused. They managed to level it out and also managed to catch what's been working for Planet Key before it gets out of hand.
Every person I go to just seems to die, and this is so unfortunate. It's about to go quick, too. But now PKD, they need to go back to the drawing board where they want to hit. And it seems like Infused want to hold this kind of straight line from the south to the north of the map, just kind of maintain this area, not allow PKD to push out. They have to worry about these back spawns, and they were keeping Lessler a little bit back, so we could look out for him. But unfortunately, he has moved out of position, and Kiddo only able to pick up 1 kill towards Cells. So now, rest of Infused have to go and play really defensively here to not lose a second flag.
See what they've got in store for us. As you can see, Cammy just cautious. Does get the spot on the player outside, but I don't think he's going to be pushing anytime soon. Instead, going to be opting to push way, way, way down towards the B sites. Well, he's considering anyway potential of a push from the outside. Holding steady. Still 135 to 115. Of course, Planet Key, they have the advantage. 62 tickets from the first means that Infused have a lot less to play with than it perhaps might appear.
Exactly, and they only have, what, 70 tickets left to go here, well, 115 on the other side for PKD, and they've already able to take a 2-1 back, A and B being maintained here for the side of the US team. But in Kiddo and Yuka, they're trying to stick around a little bit here, maybe catch them off guard. They do have a quick transition in towards that B flag if they can just pick up the necessary kills. Unfortunately, as we just saw, they cannot do that, and Lexi, last man standing. This score is going to be equalized in just a few seconds. And PKD are forced into play from that C flag. They're forced into play from the outside. And PKD are starting to pick up the momentum.
Wyros is a fragging machine. 9-2 already into this one. Just 3 minutes into the game. And already picking up a huge amount of kills. I mean, 9-2, contrast that with Infused Yuka, or Uka, with a majestic 0-5. And no members of the Planet Key have struggling to get off the starting line. So already Infused may have a couple of issues in just individual performances. Already you can see Laren doesn't quite connect the shots he needs to. Instead, it's going to have to regen if he can get to the kit he just dropped down. And time and tickets ticking away.
You can see a lot of people committed in towards this this A flag, and it looks like they were able to maintain it. Want to be able to hold on to it. A nice, actually took 3 men down, only lost 1. But the random respawns, that's going to kill you on this map. Infused getting some nice random respawns towards B. It's going to allow him to pick up this B flag. And that means we should see a C hit out of PKD in just a few seconds.
In just a few seconds. I don't know if they have that many seconds to play with. 62 to 88 now as the B site does become neutral. And you can see Kiddo. I mean, he's holding steady, but this isn't what Infused should be doing. They've got like 20 tickets to play with. They need to be on the move. And I mean, they have the BC flag, but for how long? C flag has already been captured over. You can see it's actually going to be, who is that? It's going to be Cammy. Cappering that one away. Oh dear, what have I done? I'm sorry, Twitch chat. As you can see, they're going to have to make a move towards the safe side, because that C flag is definitely not going to be captured over anytime soon.
Just like you're saying, they need to make their move. They struggled with this in the last game towards the end, where they just had nothing to lose. They might as well just push in, and he spots him out. He knows he's there. He's just not catching the shots just yet. And Infused, I mean, they can't afford to take their time here. There's still 2 capped against them. They still don't have control of C or A. And every second that ticks by is another ticket that they're losing out on. They have about 10 tickets left to go here, and they have to take away 102 on the side of PKD if they want to win this this map.
It's definitely not looking likely, as already you can see the Infused side perhaps losing hope, just respawning and holding down their aim, hoping to catch someone out. 8 tickets remain for the PKD side to secure this one. It looks like they're going to do it as well. They're still maintaining the AC hold. I think Infused know it, PKD do too, and they're going to have to start looking towards map number 2, which will of course be Siege of Shanghai going into this one.
All right, so the last few tickets do go by here. That will be a victory for PKD. Siege of Shanghai, though, we haven't seen these two teams play on it against each other just yet. They did play Gomon Railway as their first map last week, and then on to Operation Locker after that, so changing things up just a little bit here. But Locker was chosen by PKD, so you're hoping that they're going to win on the map of their own choosing, where you have Siege of Shanghai chosen by Infused, and just waiting for the admins to go ahead and go ahead and change the map, since we know the game is over. But Siege of Shanghai, you know, it's less... I think it's less frag intensive, it's more strategy intensive.
Oh, definitely.
Deciding when to like send someone on a long rotate towards A, you know, from maybe C or B is definitely a killer thing.
It's a huge deal out, especially on Siege of Shanghai when you have so many, or so much importance in picking up, so much importance in basically identifying which site has got the least defensive players. It's something that's very important. I think especially considering the fact that we saw that last time we saw this map, it came down to the wire. Like, we're talking a very few tickets, and what did secure the win was basically...
I think it was 1 ticket it came down to.
Yeah, exactly. That's such a small margin, and that shows the power of a map, because, I mean, usually you see a team get ahead and they hold on to it. Siege of Shanghai doesn't, well, it doesn't make that easy, because there's always going to be one site which is just a little too out of reach or a little too difficult to get to, and in turn, basically we see... usually quite a lot of sites changing hands a lot. It doesn't sound so beautiful, but it's exactly what you see.
A lot of sites changing hands a lot. Well, you know, one thing we can keep in mind is, though, when we did cast this map last time with Fnatic and Epsilon, we did discover something. Do you remember what that is, Alex?
Oh, we discovered, like, a mystery that we were slowly unraveling during the pause.
I didn't realize that there were so many of these crates that fell off that truck.
Oh, it was a big crash, and then there was, like, some cigarettes around.
It's back here, I think.
Yeah.
Right, where's these blue dots? We thought it had something to do with Half-Life 3 or something. There it is. Blue dot, cigarette. Blue dot, cigarette. But anyways, we'll keep it serious here. We do have Infused on the US side, PKD over on the Chinese side. Looks like we'll be going live here in just a few seconds. And here's what I'm expecting. PKD, maybe send 3 men out towards B. Send 1 man out towards this middle area to spot anyone going for the long rotate on the 7 Infused towards A. And then kind of play from that 2-1 position hold. But Infused, it's really the ball's in their court. They can decide what they want to do. Send a lot of men towards B, like full, try to overpower them. Go for the long rotate or attack middle, which we've seen a lot recently. Just going straight through and trying to push towards that A flag.
And here we go, going into the second map now. Infused v Planet Key. Infused battling to not go down in 2 like they did in the previous cup. PKD desperate to meet Epsilon in the second game of this bracket and try and do better than they did previously. So going into this one already, you see kills exchanged, mostly favoring Infused. In fairness, it was actually Leslaren to pick up the first one. First blood drawn Lexi alongside them. Double L combo coming in strong already, and the AC hold has been established for Planet Key, so it may have cost them a couple of deaths, but they did get onto the sites and are starting that bleed early.
Yeah, they went for the same hold I was kind of pointing out just before we started. They sent 3 men towards B, 1 man towards middle, and this man went just off to the side to spot anyone going for the long rotate. So Yuka, he's committing so much time to this push towards A. He even has some respawns in on top of him. If they're not successful in this take, then this will be a huge detriment to them. They would have lost out on so many tickets, and with Yazad and Kami picking up kills left and right, they will stop this push. They pick up 4 quick frags, and now Quick is even going for the tri-cap here, Infused. The initial play that they went out for, that initial plan, unfortunately not working out at all.
That was a near squad wipe, and you can see that they've got very little answer to this trip cap. Planet Key lost 2 tickets already. The bleed is on, and I'd be interested to see where on earth they plan on pushing next. As already you can see, the C flag is going to be captured over finally by Uka. Or, what are you calling him?
Yuka.
Uka.
Yuka.
That's better.
Yuka.
Yuka. Anyway, Yuka. We'll go with that. It's like a caveman name. As
I can see that.
They go into this one. Another man does fall in that middle area. Planet Key just picking up the frags left, right, and center. They've lost 3 men. 3 tickets so far. It's unbelievable. PKD obviously strong with the respawns because you can see in their deaths, Quick alone has died 4 times, but he's been revived, he's been brought back, and PKD are playing a tight, strong game.
They're not letting anything slip through their fingers here. They have Kami just kind of playing this safe, just trying to watch for and rotate around towards A, even expecting maybe a couple of back respawns to come in, so he's just going to sit back a little bit further. They have control of this middle area. I'm going to show you that really quickly. They have control of this, and if you lock down the cross, which these smokes are helping prevent, you know, from being shot when they do try to go for the cross, it allows you to get full control of this map from this A and B hold. Look at that, see, going for the long rotate. Going to be spotted out by the man there. Actually, the 2 men there. And PKD are reading Infused perfectly.
It's almost ideal. You can see 5 tickets. I'm going to keep addressing that. They've only lost 5 tickets and already Infused down to 84. Planet Key starting with a bang here on Siege of Shanghai, and this was selected to be played by Infused. So, I mean, this is not really showing too much of a sign that they've got something to show, something to kind of prove here, and instead Infused just rolling over and saying, all right, do it.
And I was wondering where that man was that was standing outside of here, watching his teammate die, and it turns out he disconnected. So PKD played a man down. So that lead that they did build up, well, they got to try to... Well, luckily, I would say this, luckily they did build up a big lead, and will be able to buy time for that last member to reconnect, hopefully quick.
Yeah, but that's a big deal. I mean, what that's going to do is it's going to cut down the huge lead that they had going into the next half, assuming that Infused don't fluff the 5v4. And so that's a big deal. Already PKD going to have issues with that.
They might be a little bit.
Wyros, they've got a great stack over what they're going to be spawning in on him. Kiddo is in a position around the arcade trying to find something on that flag, and he's going to fight death. Does get taken down, and the C flag, as is the A flag, going to be captured over. Phantom in response, though, but already Planet Key, with a numbers deficit without kills, managed to secure an AC hold.
Just imagine how this would be if they had all 5 men here. I mean, they've only lost, 21 tickets, but with the 5th man, it could be a little bit of a different story here. Kiddo, nice little flank comes in, picks up 2 kills, gets the revives in on top of that. Should be able to get less layer in there. There we go. And then we'll force PKD back on towards 1 flag. And this is the question you always come across. Infused, if you're in their shoes, should you go for the tri-cap and try to punish the enemy team? Or should you just hold 2-1 and play safe? And it looks like they will be going for the tri-cap here. Phantom trying to get that C flag back in their own hand, trying to get as many tickets clawed away from PKD they can before their 5th man reconnects.
They are
you gotta hope that
advantage.
5th man comes.
Yeah, I mean, they are taking full advantage of this this unfortunate incident for PKD. Wyros, of course, unfazed 11-3. He is just a fragging machine. And again, nothing really showing up for the other side. The biggest
to say your own name.
Oh, I love saying my own name. Yeah, Kiddo and Laslaren 5 apiece. So Wyros has almost the same kills as 2 members, or even you could maybe throw in a 3rd. Yeah, 3 members of Infused equals 1 Wyros. We do have Kami back in the server, so PKD have the 5 back, and let's see if they can close this out as well as they started.
Kami was really instrumental to how this game really held on to. He was watching this middle area for majority of the game, and now, I mean, quickly, as soon as he respawns in, as soon as he reconnects, they get C, they maintain A, they're going for B, they want the tri-cap, and they want to end this out with a 100-ticket lead.
Oh, that's the ideal, but already they have the trip cap, and I mean, Infused, they're going to have to do their best to push on towards this A side, oh, sorry, B flag, but around that wreckage, of course, so much cover, it enables these kind of sneaky defensive play, as Chinese flag is going to be dropped on the C flag, or the C site. And Wyros, the man at the moment, is just going to be holding steady. They seem to be just leaving him to his own devices to defend A, which seems like a bit of an over-investment, leaving your best fragger to defend a flag on his own. When you see Phantom actually does pick up a frag, takes down Enter, and now instead trying to find Wyros. Don't think they're going to have too much luck, though.
Well, if he can pull off a scoreline like this defending, that would be... that's really scary to kind of imagine that you have to pile through this man who's 15-3 from defending alone. I mean, yeah, we have seen being on the attack, so definitely hasn't resulted just from that alone. But now, Wyros trying to go for maybe the contest towards A. We'll go for the 1 shot. Not going to rush straight out. And we'll have his teammates coming from the side to help out. But Lexi able to pick up the kill to end here. And now Wyros, he's able to secure this one. In fact, does finally pull it off. And that will be A and B maintained. C going to be picked back up for Infused. And we're looking at a 100-ticket lead. I would not be surprised at this rate.
Planet Key, they've done it once previously. They're going to try and do it again. Infused just seem to be crumbling under the pressure. And I mean, I say pressure, they're crumbling under the frags. Look at that. Yezod and Wyros combined, 26 kills. That's more than the entire Infused side. That's unbelievable. 2 individuals from PKD are better than the 5-man Infused squadron. And that's just going to be really rubbing salt into the wound for the British side.
It's not over just yet. I mean, they're still continuing this pace, 27 to the 25 kills. With 6 tickets left to go, they need to attack something quickly. Like, you look at Yuka right here, he's just sitting there. He eventually does start to push out, but with, little amount of tickets left, it doesn't matter if you die now. You have to go for that push. Maybe you can get something going for your team. But in the end of things, it looks like it will be the end, since they can't respawn back in. And 106 tickets should be the lead here out of PKD at the end of that first half.
Wow, 106 tickets.
I mean, they pulled 94 off against Infused on Go Mode Railway last week, so it's not a surprise they can do this, but they also lost a man for a good amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they did that from a deficit, like, that is just so insult. That's BM. I mean, Infused, I don't think I've ever casted a game where a team has lost for a man and continued to have a 100-ticket plus lead. Now, that is a huge
really
score from PKD. And, I mean, I don't know whether that's a statement about PKD's play or more Infused. Infused looking weak, Infused looking a little shaky, if I'm honest, and going into this second half, I mean, I don't want to say all is lost, but when you have scorelines like Phantoms 3, in fact, let's be honest, the entirety of the Infused side are almost equal. Their best fragger, 8, is around the bottom of the scoreboard for PKD. So kills alone, play alone, Infused just not up to scratch.
Well, I would say technically it is the bottom of PKD because Cammy disconnected and came back in, and he was 5-1.
You're right.
So, you know, who knows what his scoreline could have been there. But 106 tickets, it isn't impossible. It's damn hard.
It's not likely.
It's not likely, but it is possible. And Infused, they have to play, I have to say, the half of their life here to keep their hopes alive and extend it into Dawnbreaker, which would be our third map if we need it. But here we go. Kick up the second half, swapping sides. PKD over on the US team and Infused over on the Chinese team. And it looks like we have a little bit of a pause.
Whew. Gives us time to take a break.
Apparently CTE was updated and caused him to crash. Yeah, maybe it's causing them to lag or something like that. That's why he got knocked out.
Okay.
So,
well, it gives us time to reflect on, I don't want to say Infused's awful play, but that's what I want to say. I want to just highlight, I mean...
You want to highlight how bad they were?
I do. I feel like I need to, because Infused are a strong side. They have had fantastic... They've had good results in the past. I don't want to get overhype them. However, at the moment, it just seems like PKD are in a different league, and I mean, PKD, it's a newer lineup. You can see the new names already quick, was something we didn't recognize, but already going into this one, the first cup of the game, he already proved that we need to keep our keen eye on him, as he's already been top of the score, but he seems to be a second Wyros, this kind of roaming player, very strong at holding positions, but then you unleash him, and he's all about the map. AEK was a weapon of choice for him, and he seemed to do a fantastic job with that.
Is he then very quick to get kills?
He was very quick to get kills, and that's the only name I can have fun with, isn't there? Enter Q is just so good at entering sites. There isn't a Q site, there is there. Damn.
That's a little stretch.
Anyway, here we are. We are going into this one, and we're going to see if Planet Key can secure this in two. It's looking likely, but Infused, they need to do the impossible. They need to hold onto these sites, and they cannot let anything slip as we go into our second half of map number 2. Let's see where they take this.
I think they might be letting Wyros actually slip through here. He charged straight towards the A site. Instead of even contesting B, we had PKD send 4 men towards the A flat to try to capitalize on this. And it looks like with this charge, it might work out for him. They neutralized it already. And, well, that won't be Wyros pick up the kill there, but sure, his teammate Quick on the response, able to pick up the kill. And that will net them A and C. But for how much longer? Because N tier, he's going to have... oh, my God.
Oh my god.
Oh, why? Why did you not shoot? That was a free kill for him.
He had a chance and he blew it, and now 143 to 139. Planet Key looking to equalize on the C flag. You can see already they are going to be making moves towards it. 2v2. As those 2 men do actually drop. Great defense from Infused, but already they've let tickets slip. We said they can't really afford, they don't have too much wiggle room, and they don't. 138 now remains for the Infused side. They're only 38 tickets, or sorry, 32 tickets away from waving goodbye to this one in the first round.
Just curious exactly what Infused is going to do about this, because we can still see it there. There. Oh, is it destroyed? Little bot to the left. Oop, a little quick there, just sitting there. Could have had a free kill maybe, but either way, PKD coming from the backside, get the flank. They get the C hold. They're going to lose on B, but yeah, they're not really too worried about that. But if Yazad can pick up this 1v1 with the help of Quick, they're definitely going to be able to. Then they should maintain A, they should maintain C, and this bleed is slowly going to just put Infused in the backyard.
They're just whittling away at their tickets. In the backyard, playing
Superb
catch.
play.
As going into this one, 123 to 125. And this ANC hold from Planet Key is not looking to waver too much. Yes, the C flag is being captured over. Or at least trying. It doesn't look like they're going to give it away easily. Finally, the man does fall. It was Wyros to go down. But Planet Key, they're going to be that flexible Planet Key that we know and love, and they're going to be like, okay, that's rock and roll. You'll take that. We'll just head on over to the other side, one of the other 3 sites, and they seem to be forcing Infused into a tight spot because they know they've got so much room to move.
All right, well, I mean, that B flag, you keep seeing it being contested, you keep seeing it blinking away. That's just a visual bug, and that will be PKD actually finally neutralizing B. And neutralizing C at the same time here. You saw it by himself, just trying to pick this one up, and it looks like he's able to maintain it. I mean, right now, what is this, 106 tickets? They have nothing left to work with. That's going to be a game here. PKD, but the tri-cap to close things out with, they should have secured themselves a spot to advance further through and to play in the next round of cut number 2. And there we go. Last 2 tickets to go. Infused trying to hold on. But you can't hold on. You can't hold off the inevitable here. So there we go. PKD, great job by them. Easy win on Siege of Shanghai, which again was Infused map choice. And it was a little bit unexpected to see it that one-sided.
It wasn't, I mean, yeah, it wasn't really too much of a surprise considering how well PKD played previously, but they had to battle tooth and nail previously. Operation Locker, it was 11 tickets, like you've already highlighted, and Infused had the lead at one point. This is a whole new PKD. This is, yeah, a whole new PKD or a bit of a kind of wavering Infused side. That's up for debate.
Oh, I want to check out the monkey and the cat at the end. But yeah, so PKD can advance through. I'm going to take a look at the bracket, see if there's any results from any of the other games we've had so far. No, we have not other results, so not sure who PKD is going to play next. It could be Pain Gaming, it could be Epsilon. I'm not even sure what game we're going to do next since we're still waiting for all the results from the other games. I don't think most games finish that quickly.
Well, I mean, that was
tickets.
A 2-0 stomp with 100 ticket lead. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm honest, I think that's more of a case of Infused underperforming. So if you're watching that as an Infused fan, don't take that as a judgment of that team's performance. I feel like we've seen better things from Infused. Even just last week, we saw better things from them. PKD, though, looking strong. And it's going to be interesting to see how they face, or if they do. This is an assumption, if Epsilon do advance, those guys are going to meet again. And, of course, Epsilon knocked them out in the first cup, so it's going to be interesting to see how far they get.
Yeah, not to mention a couple of, well, Fnatic versus Unknown. Don't know much about them, but curious to see if Fnatic will take a win there. They were really rocky last season, but no, they're still pretty rocky this one, except they've been able to take first place against Epsilon in the last game. We have No Mercy up against My Revenge still. We've got, I guess we can go and show on the screen since we don't have results for, just yet from the other games. But SK Game versus Exacquio. Exacquio did pretty decent last season, but didn't do so well in that last week. Meech Makers could potentially get 3 yet again, up against a Revolt this time. I actually do not know who would win this game, MHSV versus Mutriku.
Yeah, we highlighted it before, and it was a case of, like, Mutriku were decent, but it's going to be interesting to see how far they can get once we get into the A, well, not the A, sorry, the A series, into the kind of the invited teams. And so we'll see how far they get with that one.
And we'll be heading to a quick break in just a few seconds, guys. But make sure to let us know who you think's going to win. Let us know, who you guys are really going for in this game. You can let us know via Twitch chat. You can let us know via Twitter as well, at JKaplan and at Machini TV. And for now, I think we're just going to head to that quick little break. When we come back, kicking off our second game, we'll update you in a little bit of the break that we do have, who we'll be watching next. And we'll see you guys in just a few minutes.